is Heather Cody, and I live in Idaho Falls, Idaho. And I have 3 children, a 14-year-old, almost 15, 12, and 8. I have a foster man that lives with us. His name is Ryan. And we have 2 dogs and a cat. And I'm a mental health counselor, and I work in an agency here in town, and I enjoy my work a lot. My kids think I work too much, but I try not to do that. It's easy to do sometimes. And my kids are going into 3rd grade, 6th grade, and 9th grade, and they're really great kids. They help me a lot, and I know this has been kind of hard on them to watch their mom get sick and struggle and cry sometimes, and I think they've been really brave. I've always been a really active person, and I danced for a long time, and I rode horses, and I did track, yoga, I did camping and hiking, and so I'm used to being pretty active. And when I was in graduate school a couple years ago, I started feeling really stiff in my hip joint, and I just thought it was, I've been sitting around a lot, and I just needed to do different activities. And anyway, then last December, I slipped on the ice and twisted my hip, and I felt this shooting pain kind of go down my leg, and I don't know what I did to it, but I obviously kind of started something going, and after that I couldn't walk on it, and I thought it was muscular, and I was trying everything, massage, all kinds of holistic things, and nothing was, it would kind of feel a little better, but nothing really. And I started thinking, I wonder if there's more to this. It's not responding to anything. So someone said, you probably should get an x-ray. I'm like, okay, but at my age, most people don't think that's because I didn't have any of the other symptoms except for stiffness, and I didn't have any of the risk factors for osteoarthritis, so we didn't expect it at all, but my x-ray was pretty bad. I basically have an 80-year-old hip, an unhealthy 80-year-old hip, and most of the doctors that looked at it that were here in town, they were pretty surprised. They were like, wow, that's really bad. And they just basically told me, you need a hip replacement. There's nothing else you can do. One doctor said a hip resurfacing, and so I looked into that, and the doctor from Medtral recommended that first. And so I just started looking on the internet to find out, because this is one point in my life where I haven't had insurance. And I've had it at other times, but this time I didn't have it, and found out that kind of surgery is $50,000 to $80,000. And I'm a counselor. I don't make that much money. So I just pretty much knew that I was going to have to wait a long time to raise that kind of money. And so I thought, there's got to be another way. There's got to be other people out there that do something different. So I got on the internet, and I found, I just Googled and found medical tourism. And I thought, well, that sounds cool. If you're going to have something done, it would be kind of nice to have something nice to go with it. Because in my field, I know that when you're mentally in a better place and happier, you heal better. So I thought the two of them, they matched. And I looked and Medtral came up first. And there's other places that Medtral has around the globe, but New Zealand seemed the most interesting to me, because my children and I had done a research project on it, and we learned a lot about New Zealand, and we decided if anything came up, we would always want to go there. And so I thought, cool, I'll look at New Zealand. And then I just asked for information on the website. I thought they kind of emailed me something, but I got a call from Ainsley, and the next day I got a call, and it totally unexpected, and she was really helpful. And I think when you have something like that go on with your body, you start feeling really useful. You just, at least that's kind of what happened to me. Like if I was an Indian, I'd probably go into the woods and just, die or something because I wasn't any good for the tribe. But she was really helpful, and I just felt really warm. She was really warm, and offered to have the doctor look at my x-ray. So I sent them my x-ray, and then the doctor emailed me and told me what he thought, that he recommended a hip resurfacing first. And because of my age and because of the condition of my bone, that it looked like on the x-ray that it would probably be able to do that, have that surgery. And then let's see. Then I needed a quote. I needed to know how much, and it was on the website. It said like $25,000. And then when I talked to Ainsley, I was having a hard time just thinking, where am I even going to get that much money? And she offered to say, if we give you a quote that, more substantial quote, it might help you raise money. And so they did that, and it did help me. A foundation gave me some money to help with the surgery, and it was enough that I could do it. And so then I just said, okay, Ainsley, I want to do it. I want to come. And so she emailed me some dates, and then we just went from there. I had to send her some money to, tell her I was actually going to come, and then she started the process. And now I'm leaving in about a week.
Were you satisfaction with the cost of the whole?
I'm very satisfied with the cost. The cost to go to New Zealand and have this done is half or less than half, and I get a vacation out of it. I fly there. I stay 3 weeks. I'll be in an apartment, and I have all the surgery and the physiotherapy, all of that for less than it would have just been for the hospital. So yeah, I think it's much more reasonable and doable. I don't know how I would do it here. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably just live with this bad hip, and it would shorten my life for sure. And my kids, it would change our lives. It would be different.
And would you recommend this to others?
Yeah. Other people, yeah, definitely. I haven't had the surgery yet, but I expect that it will be a success. And I did talk, they gave me the name of someone who had been there last year and had a hip replacement, and his name was Bob. And because I kind of wanted to talk to someone who'd been there, and he said it was amazing. He said that the surgeon, he went above and beyond, that there was some other part, during the surgery, some things came up, some complications that they hadn't expected, and they just went ahead and fixed it. And, his scar, he said he had a big scar that they made smaller because he'd had other surgeries before. He said that when he woke up from his anesthetic, that he wasn't sick like he was before. He said he had a new lease on life, and he just was so excited on the phone. I could hardly get him to stop. And that was really, I've talked to him actually a couple times, just because I had other questions, and he gave me some tips on how to use the physiotherapy to make your recovery faster. And he was thrilled. He said he had a new lease on life. He was playing hacky sack with his boys, and that it was better than he'd ever imagined. He said he actually felt guilty about how good a treatment he got. He didn't think he deserved it. I thought that was funny.
that's all the questions I have.
Okay.
I would like to